Emotional safety is not neutral. Once established, it changes system behavior. At first, emotional safety appears purely beneficial. Conflict softens, anxiety decreases, predictability increases. The relationship feels stable. But stability is not the same as responsiveness. And over time, the difference matters. Emotional safety alters incentives. Early in a relationship, safety is incomplete. Outcomes are uncertain, loss is possible. Because loss is possible, attention remains high. Behavior is adaptive. Signals are monitored. Responses are quick. Adjustment happens without prompting. The system is sensitive because risk exists. During this phase, responsiveness feels natural. Questions are asked, reactions are noticed. Changes in tone or behavior are registered quickly, not because people are better, but because the system rewards attentiveness. Uncertainty creates incentive. As emotional safety increases, uncertainty decreases. The relationship stabilizes. Patterns repeat. Outcomes feel secure. This is usually interpreted as success. The system now assumes continuity. Assumption alters behavior. Once continuity is assumed, responsiveness becomes optional. Signals still appear, but responding to them no longer feels urgent. Nothing bad happens if they are missed, so they are. This is the turning point. The relationship has not deteriorated, but the incentive structure has changed. Early responsiveness was not powered by care alone. It was powered by consequence. When consequence disappears, behavior changes even if intention does not. Emotional safety suppresses risk. Risk suppression stabilizes systems. It also slows them. This trade-off is invisible at first. Partners still feel close. Trust still exists. There is no obvious problem, but responsiveness has already declined. Small signals begin to pass unacknowledged. Subtle discomfort is deferred, minor dissatisfaction is postponed, not denied, delayed, because delay feels safe. The system now optimizes for predictability rather than adjustment. Predictability reduces effort. It reduces vigilance. It reduces sensitivity. This is not neglect. It is structural relaxation. The system is conserving energy. Once emotional safety is established, the cost of missing signals drops, so the system misses more of them. Over time, this creates accumulation. Needs do not disappear when unaddressed. They stack. The system does not feel pressure immediately, because safety buffers consequence. This buffering is the problem. Emotional safety absorbs friction instead of resolving it. Early on, friction triggered response. Later, friction is tolerated. Tolerance feels mature. It is often praised, but tolerance without correction produces drift. Drift is slow, and therefore invisible. Responsiveness declines gradually, not because people stop caring, but because caring is no longer required for stability. The relationship no longer needs active calibration to survive, so it stops calibrating. This is why people say, things felt fine for a long time. They were fine in terms of continuity, not alignment. Alignment requires responsiveness. Continuity does not. Once emotional safety is high, incentives shift away from responsiveness. The system prioritizes calm over accuracy. Accuracy would require disturbance. Disturbance threatens predictability, so the system suppresses it. This suppression is not conscious. No decision is made. The system simply rewards smoothness over truth. Signals that threaten stability are minimized, not rejected, deferred. The deferral accumulates cost. This is where emotional safety becomes a constraint. The relationship is safe enough to tolerate dissatisfaction, safe enough to ignore misalignment, safe enough to delay uncomfortable adjustments, but not responsive enough to prevent accumulation. Over time, the gap between lived experience and expressed experience widens. People still feel secure, but less understood. They still trust, but feel less seen. They still belong, but feel less connected. These shifts are subtle. They do not trigger alarms, because nothing is wrong enough. The system continues optimizing for peace. Peace becomes the dominant incentive. Anything that disrupts peace is avoided. Conversations are softened, issues are reframed, concerns are minimized. This creates emotional smoothness, not structural health. The relationship feels calm, but less alive. Responsiveness requires friction. Friction threatens calm. So responsiveness declines. This is why some relationships feel safe but stagnant, secure but distant, stable but muted. The system is functioning exactly as designed. Safety suppresses volatility. Volatility includes adaptation. This does not mean safety is harmful. It means safety changes incentives. Early relationships optimize for responsiveness because loss is possible. Later relationships optimize for predictability because loss feels unlikely. These optimization goals are incompatible. A system cannot maximize safety and responsiveness simultaneously. One must dominate. When safety dominates, responsiveness decays. This decay is rarely noticed until dissatisfaction reaches threshold. By then, the system has adapted around non-response. Habits form, expectations adjust downward. Expression narrows. People stop signaling clearly because signals no longer produce response. This is critical. The absence of response trains silence. Silence is misinterpreted as harmony. Harmony replaces feedback. At this stage, emotional safety is high, but information flow is low. The relationship is calm and misaligned. This misalignment persists without conflict because safety absorbs tension. The system is quiet, not functional. Eventually, accumulation reaches saturation. The suppressed signals surface all at once, not because something new happened, but because tolerance ended. This moment feels sudden. It is not. It is delayed release. The system maintained safety until it could no longer carry the cost. When release occurs, it overwhelms responsiveness capacity. Late responsiveness feels clumsy, overcorrective, ineffective, because the system has spent too long optimizing against it. This is why late conversations feel unproductive. Too much is being processed at once. The system was not designed for bulk correction, only incremental adjustment. But incremental adjustment was suppressed. This creates collapse conditions, not because safety disappeared, but because safety prevented timely correction. The relationship did not fail due to lack of care. It failed due to incentive distortion. Responsiveness was disincentivized. Peace became more valuable than accuracy. This trade-off felt reasonable at the time. It felt mature. It felt kind. It was structural. When emotional safety becomes dominant, systems stop signaling urgently. They assume continuity. Assumption removes pressure. Pressure maintains responsiveness. This is why high-safety systems often struggle with change. They resist disturbance even when disturbance is necessary. They protect calm at the cost of alignment. This applies beyond relationships. Teams with high psychological safety can become slow to correct. Organizations with strong job security can become unresponsive. Systems optimized for comfort often suppress feedback. Safety dampens risk. Risk drives adaptation. Remove risk, and adaptation slows. This is the structural paradox. The very condition that enables stability undermines responsiveness. When safety is low, systems adapt quickly but feel unstable. When safety is high, systems feel stable but adapt slowly. Neither state is inherently good or bad, but they produce different outcomes. Problems arise when safety is mistaken for health. Health requires feedback. Feedback requires responsiveness. Responsiveness requires incentive. Once incentive is removed, behavior changes. The relationship continues, but it stops adjusting. This is why dissatisfaction often surprises people in long-term safe relationships. They assumed calm meant alignment. It did not. It meant risk suppression. The system optimized exactly as instructed. When structure changes, effort appears to work. In relationships like this, incentives determine whether responsiveness persists or decays. Within this structure, no amount of reassurance can restore responsiveness once safety suppresses correction. Stability was achieved. Responsiveness was the cost.